All right, so we're going to be solving the same type of problems that we did with percent proportions as we are going to solve with percent equations. Now, when I say percent equations, it's just taking the whole problem, breaking it down word by word, and literally creating an equation that you will then solve for your variable. Okay, so it'll have an equal sign. You'll want to isolate your variable, get it by itself, and you're going to do the opposite operations in order to do that. So, anyways, creating a percent equation, or again, I do not care if you do one or the other. I am just showing you how to make a percent equation. Um, and you can use them interchangeably. You can use them both. Sometimes you can use the percent proportion. Sometimes you can use the percent equation. I do not care whatsoever. If you are comfortable doing percent proportions and you want to stay doing percent proportions while you solve these problems, you can do that. That is okay. But if you would prefer to solve using percent equations only, do that too. If you want to do a mixture of both, go for it. Okay. So it's whatever you prefer. This is just another strategy to use to solve these type of problems. Now, if you look right here, as it says, these are some of the just keywords to help you out whenever you're solving these. If it says, what is what number, that's what your variable is, and that's what you're looking to solve for. Okay. If it says is, that's probably one of your biggest things. That's your equal sign. Whatever comes before the word is on one side of the equation. Whatever's after the word is goes on the other side of your equation. So that is a big starting point that I always look for whenever I'm doing these. We've talked about this before. Of means multiply. It means I got, whatever it is, you're going to be multiplying those values. Okay. And the last thing to remember is when you're looking for the percentage, if you're multiplying with a percent, you want to change it to a decimal or a fraction before you do your operation. And again, percent to decimal, how do you do it? Same thing we did. You go two to the left, okay? And that'll help you whenever you're doing it. And please use a calculator. Like, I don't care one bit. Use a calculator to be able to solve these. Use Google Chrome, use whatever you got. Your resources there to help you out and solve for the unknown number. So, but that's just, and again, that's going to be up there in the corner. So you can check back with that as you go through these. And I'm actually going to do a couple of these problems both ways just to show everybody that, hey, it doesn't matter which way you do it. You're going to get the right answer. You're going to get the same answer regardless. Okay. So, let's look. It says, what number is 25% of 280. Now, there's my is. I like to do a double underline to recognize that is my equal sign. All right. Now it says what number? I don't know. That's your variable. Okay. So everything that goes before the word is going to go over here. And everything that's after the word is going to go on the other side of my equation. Okay. And then you just break down each part and tell what it represents. 25% of multiply 280. So I'm going to be multiplying this percent times this whole right here. And again, in order to do that, percent to decimal, 2 to the left. So 0.25 times 280. All right. And when you multiply that, that'll give you your answer right here. And again, that's actually 1/4. So I know I can just divide by 4. But either way, n equals 70. Okay. Now let's say we do that with a percent proportion. You totally can. Nothing's going to change as far as our answer goes, and everything as our process is still the same as it was. So if I look at this, it says what number is 25% of 280. So when I break this one down, I have a couple pieces, right? I got my percentage, 25 per 100. Of 280, I know that's going to be my denominator. That's going to be my whole. And what I don't know, what number is. I don't know my part. Now, again, same process here. You can go whichever way you want. I would go up the ladder. Vertically, divide by 4, and guess what? N equals, same thing, 70. Okay? But again, really, anytime you got a percent of a number, if you look right here, anytime you have a percent of a number like that, multiply those two. Multiply those two. And we multiply by percent, remember to turn it to a decimal. That's honestly the easiest way. But you can't always do these problems, so don't get into the mind of just saying, oh, well, I just got to multiply 38 times 50, because that won't work. Okay, that's just in that particular case. When you're looking for a part, you can multiply your percentage times your whole. All right, but anyways, let's look at problem like number 2. 38 is equals what percent, I don't know, of times 50. Okay, so equal sign comes before the word is, goes on the left side. Whatever comes after the word is goes on the right side. What percent, I don't know, times 50. Okay, now, in order to solve for your variable, right, our variable's right there, we got to isolate it, which means we do the opposite of what operation is right here, which is to multiply. Do the opposite of multiply, which is to divide. Okay, you do your, what we call the inverse operation. Opposite operations, you divide by 50 on one side. Anything you do to one side, you got to do the other. I divide by 50 on the other side. Okay, now that is a fraction, but the question asked for was a percent. Now, how do we get from fraction to percent? A couple ways. The easiest way is to divide and then go 2 to the right. Okay? The other thing that you could do, which in this case, is to get your percentage to get to so many per 100, right? So I know I can get there by multiplying by 2, and N equals 76%. Okay? Now, let's do it as a percent proportion. Again, percent proportion, they're going to give you 2 out of the 3 missing positions. The 100's always there as your denominator for your percentage. Now, in this case, we don't know our percent, so that's our unknown. We do know that it says of, whatever comes after the word of, is your denominator of 50. So it goes right there, and then 38 is. Is to of is percentage to 100. That's how you would make your percent proportion. Now, again, we want to solve for n, right? Easiest way, go again horizontally across the river. How do we do that? To get from 50 to 100, you multiply by 2. You do the same thing to the top. Anything you do the bottom, you got to do the top. The nice thing is we did solve proportions before in our previous chapter, so we should be pretty comfortable with that. But n equals, yes indeed, 76%. Same answer. Okay, so they both work. They're both good strategies to use. Let's look down here. Okay, 25% of, sorry about that, 25% of what number is 16? All right, well, let's look. Let's do our percent equation first. There's my is, so blah, 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 equals 16. All right, now we go break down the blah, blah, blahs. 25% of what number? I don't know. That's what is our variable. The variable represents an unknown number. We're going to say we don't know what it is yet. We know it goes there. We're going to figure it out. Now, 25%, again, we said we want to turn those to decimal, right? So it's 0.25 to the left times something equals 16. Now, in order to figure this, to get our variable by itself, we got to do the opposite. We divide by 0.25. And again, it's as easy as this, guys. Fraction bar means divide. So on your calculator, take 16 divided by 0.25, and you will find that n equals 64. Okay? Percent proportion, 100%. Per 100, that's why that's there. 25%, it goes over 100 of what number? I don't know, is 16. That's your part. Now, again, going down the ladder is probably the easiest way here, right? Going vertically. Always go towards your variable, always use the same operation and the same factor times 4 times 4. Guess what n equals? Yes, indeed, 64. Okay? So, there is just a couple of those problems. I know some people have confusion using one or the other, and honestly, if I would have started you with percent equations, I think some people would be more comfortable with that than proportion. So it's up to you, okay? This is totally your choice, your decision, which strategy you want to use. You can use either one. You can use them both interchangeably. You can do whatever you want, but you're still solving the same problem. So whichever way you do it, hopefully you're still getting the correct answers. So if you need any help, reach out to me, and we'll help you along here. Okay?